All right, hey guys, how's it going? How's it going? This is Larry Holsey with the Larry Holsey podcast. I'm super excited. We're on podcast number 9. This is number 9. So I can't believe I'm already 9 in, but I'm actually teaching today. We've been talking about Napoleon Hill's 17 principles for success over the last 8 or the last 7 podcasts. This will be the 8th one of the 17. So we've got some exciting stuff to share with you today. It's going to be awesome. So today it's going to be kind of a short one, but we're going to be talking about enthusiasm, okay? And he calls it either an inspired feeling or enthusiasm. So let me just have a drink of my American tea here. All right, cool. So enthusiasm. Hey, so what is enthusiasm? Listen, if you look back at how you were when you were a kid, okay? When you were 3, 4, 5, you look at kids, and kids are full of enthusiasm. They're full of excitement for life. They're full of, they're ready for anything, and they're just all in. Walk up to, there's a puddle on the ground, and they walk up to it, and they just jump and slam their feet down right in the middle of it and splash water everywhere and just think it's awesome, okay? The laughter of a kid, the belief of a kid, the enthusiasm of a kid is infectious, and that's why, I love kids so much, and that's also, I think, why the Bible instructs us to have childlike faith, and when we have childlike faith, and enthusiasm, our life is so much more pleasant. It's so much more enjoyable. It has so much more juice to it. So enthusiasm is really, really important, okay? So, of course, it's an inspired feeling, but I think that enthusiasm, you can't wait for it to fall on you. You have to make it a habit. You have to make it, because, kids, what do? Like if you look at a kid in, first grade, whenever the teacher asks a question, what is it? Teacher asks a question, all the kids are like, oh, me, pick me, pick me, pick me. They're all excited. But whenever you get a little bit older and you're in, your typical, middle school or high school class, teacher asks a question, and what do you got? You got nothing, okay? They don't want to raise their hand. They don't want to be involved. So what's the difference? I mean, is it just age, or is it environmental? Is it something that happened with them? Did they get the enthusiasm kind of beat out of them and told to sit down and shut up and be quiet and just, do what we said? And is that what happened? I don't know. I mean, I would probably lean towards the latter. Part of it is growing up, but I'd say I'd lean towards the latter that, we kind of beat the enthusiasm out of people, or they have it beat out of them by life, okay? So they kind of have big dreams. Like me, when I, went to college, I was like, man, I'm excited. I'm going to college. It's going to be great. I'm going to get this degree. I'm going to go get this great job. It's going to be amazing. But for me, I actually failed 3 classes my first semester in college. Okay. I went to Hardin-Simmons University in Abilene, Texas. I did great in high school. High school was easy. I got to college and wow, it was a whole different ballgame. Like, wow, you had to actually study if you wanted to get good grades. And so I did not study. I did not have good study habits. And I ended up failing 3 classes in my first semester of college. So if any of my teachers from college ever see this or hear this, hey, it all worked out, okay? I'd say I had decent people skills, but my study habits were terrible. And I guess in high school, I could just kind of schmooze my way through. But it did not, I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb here. It did not carry over to my college career. So I failed 3 classes, I quit. And that kind of put me in an area where I lost my enthusiasm. I lost my excitement about life. And I was like, man, I'm feeling like a loser. I feel like I've lost. I feel like I've screwed up. And I was losing some of my enthusiasm about life. So fortunately, I got a job as a waiter. I had to move back in with my mom at that time. That was terrible. Not that I don't love my mom. Mom, I love you if you're listening. But, when you're 18, you've already moved out. You don't want to move back. So anyway, and she was like, hey, you need to get a job. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm really losing my enthusiasm now. I got to get a job? Seriously? So she had me, well, what the heck? My lights just went out. I don't know if I just lost power or what. Looks like my power went out. Hey, I got some guys working here, so maybe they're doing some electrical work. But anyway, got this job at Red Lobster, and I did not have a lot of enthusiasm for that job. I just didn't really love it. I did like having money in my pocket every day. I liked that part. I liked some of the people I worked with. And so it was a good, it was a decent, thing to do. But I obviously I didn't want to be a waiter for the rest of my life. My dad worked in the restaurant business for 20 years and, worked his butt off, and not anything wrong with hard work, of course, but that maybe just wasn't the path that I wanted to take. So, but I didn't want to go back to college either. So fortunately, I found an opportunity that got me excited, that I got a vision for, and I was like, oh my gosh, this could be the deal. So I grabbed it. Okay, I grabbed it, and what I've found is that I certainly got enthusiastic in the beginning. Okay, and in the beginning of anything, you're excited, you're enthusiastic, you're fired up, but there comes a time where you run out of that kind of ignorant enthusiasm, and you have to use enthusiasm as a discipline, okay? And you have to use it to your advantage by making yourself be enthusiastic about things that are going to serve you, and really having that mental discipline, even when you don't feel it, okay? I hear a lot of people talk about mental health these days, and I certainly believe that mental health is very important. It's unfortunate that there's so many, I'd say less than effective approaches to help people with mental health. Okay, people get on medications, they drink alcohol, they do drugs, they do prescription drugs, they get on antidepressants, which are, not good for you at all. Yet they're not doing the simple basic things you could do to affect your mental health, like, hey, get some sunlight, get some fresh air. Don't stare at your phone all day. Hang out with other humans. Be with other people. Have some friends. Okay. Move your body. Get some exercise. Okay. Take some nutrition. Okay. Don't just eat junk all the time. Take some nutrition. That's our business. We're in the nutrition business. So feel very passionate about that. And I hate to see people get on these antidepressants because so many of them cause so many other problems. Okay, are my lights going on and off? What's the deal? They're just going on and off. I don't know if they're working on something over there. They must be. All right, so let's talk about enthusiasm. Let's get into it. Okay, being enthusiastic, or I'll tell you. Let's say if you're struggling with, I've talked to several people in the last few days that are either depressed or anxious or whatever, okay? And I know there's a lot going on in the world, and I know a lot of people have money issues, and they maybe are having challenges, okay? We all have circumstances. We all have hard things that could be happening, right? So here's what I want to give you as a strategy to help with that, and then we're going to talk about enthusiasm. So first thing would be first thing is we're going to direct our mind. Okay, so I want you to start keeping a gratitude journal. All right, it's very simple. All you got to do is take 5 minutes in the evening before you go to bed. Take 5 minutes in the morning when you get up. Okay, and I want you to spend 5 minutes. It doesn't even need to take 5 minutes. It could take 2 minutes. And I want you to write down 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for before you go to bed. Okay, 3 to 5 things. If you want to write more, write more. It could be something simple. Could be something as simple as a warm bed to sleep in. Okay? Lots of people around the world don't have that. Okay? We're very blessed here in America for sure. So, could be something as simple as that. It could be a moment that happened in your day or in your life. Okay? So, for example, I when I do this, when I think about things that I'm grateful for, there's this time where my little girl, she's 10 now, where she just ran in, and I came home, and she ran and gave me this big hug and was like, oh, daddy, daddy, daddy. And she was just saying my name, and it was just this beautiful, wonderful moment. Okay. So that's a moment that I can always go back to. And no matter what's going on in my circumstances, I can feel grateful for that moment. Okay. So, So we all have moments in our life like that, moments that we can feel grateful for. So go back and remember those moments. If you're remembering a moment from the past, or a thing that you have, or a relationship that you have, or a relationship that a moment in a relationship you had, just remember and feel grateful for it. Okay, so you'd write the three to five things down, and then the next morning, I want you to just open up your gratitude journal, look at the 3 to 5 things, and allow yourself to feel grateful. Okay, because here's the truth: it's impossible to feel grateful and feel a negative emotion at the same time. Okay, so it's impossible to feel feel gratefulness and feel a negative emotion simultaneously. Okay, so if you can set your mind in the morning, first thing, last thing at night, first thing in the morning, on gratefulness, then it's going to set the tone. Okay, it's going to set the tone for your day, and your brain will then be trained to focus on the positive, focus on what's good, focus on what you can feel grateful for. And that feeling will help that grateful feeling will help to eliminate feelings of anxiety or stress or depression or any of these negative emotions, anger, any of those negative emotions. Okay, gratefulness is the answer. Okay, and if you're grateful, it'll help you with your enthusiasm for sure. Now, enthusiasm. Okay, let's talk about it. So Napoleon Hill says it's one of the greatest assets of a man. Okay, a man or woman. He wrote this in like the 20s, so he only talked about men. But all these things are interchangeable. Not really interchangeable, like not cutting anything or anything like that, but you know what I mean. Okay, so he says here, enthusiasm tramples over prejudice and opposition, spurns action, storms the citadel of its object, and like an avalanche overwhelms and engulfs all obstacles. Ooh, man, I love that. Okay, so it's nothing more than faith in action. Okay, that's what enthusiasm is. So it's faith in action. Now, sometimes you don't feel enthusiastic, and sometimes you have to take actions and take actions until you feel like taking actions. Because a lot of times, hey, how many days are there you don't feel like going to the gym? You don't feel like eating healthy? You don't feel like building your business? You don't feel like being a good husband or a good wife or a good father or wife or mother? But you can't really feel your way into acting, but you can act your way into a feeling. Okay, so if you just act in faith, the feeling will show up if you do that. Okay, and some people just get so caught up in their feelings they just can't. So again, you can't feel your way into an action, but you can act your way into a feeling. Okay, so if you're not feeling it, that's okay. Just act like you do. Just put it on, and just go for it. All right, so let's talk about enthusiasm. So obviously you don't want it to be overboard crazy enthusiasm where you're one of these people that everybody runs from because you're just like, whoa, bro, like it's too much. So you want to have controlled enthusiasm. And I think about, like, if I think on the the scale of, like, well, let's say in business, we're talking about somebody who's dead serious. So we got like a scale of 0 to 10. You got dead serious over here at 0 and like way too serious and like no fun whatsoever. And then over here you got 10 and it's like crazy wild-eyed enthusiasm. Okay? I'd say you need to be somewhere in the middle to the right. Okay? In the middle towards the higher end of enthusiasm. So you want to be seriously enthusiastic. Okay? When it comes to business, when it comes to life, you want to take life seriously, but you want to be enthusiastic about it. So on that scale of 1 to 10, I'd say be about a 7. Okay, 7.5 is a great happy medium. Okay, you get up to a 9.5, dude, you're just crazy now. You're just too much. Okay, so don't be too much. Be the right amount of enthusiastic. Okay, all right. So let's see here. So some of the benefits. I'll just read some of the benefits of controlled enthusiasm from Napoleon Hill. And so he says, he says that controlled enthusiasm steps up the vibration of thought. It gives a pleasing, convincing color to the tone of the voice. Oh man, that's true. You can tell when somebody's enthusiastic about something It takes the drudgery out of labor. It adds to the attractiveness of the personality. It inspires self-confidence. It generates enthusiasm on the part of others. Have you noticed that when you're around an enthusiastic person, it rubs off? You get enthusiastic too. You get excited too. When somebody's excited and they're talking to you, you get excited too. Okay? So enthusiasm is the action factor of thought. Okay? It's what you're putting into action. Okay. So here's what we'll talk about next is how to develop the habit of enthusiasm, because like I said early on, it is a habit. Okay? It's a habit and it's a muscle that can be worked out, that can be created, that can be a part of who you are. And so in the beginning, if you're not very enthusiastic at this time, it's okay. You can learn it. It's just like going to the gym. You can go to the gym, you can build your biceps, you can build your pecs. Just like you can do that, you can build the muscle of enthusiasm, and you can make that happen. All right? So here's how you do it. First of all, if you back it with a burning desire, okay, if you have a burning desire to do something, maybe you want to give your family financial freedom, and that's something that can bring great burning desire and really motivate you to do more, be more, have more. Most importantly, be more, okay? Because any opportunity, if you look at an opportunity, you should look at what it's making of you, not just what you're getting out of something, okay? People who are always looking at only what they get, they're missing the boat, man. They're missing the boat, because the real value of an opportunity, and what I love about my business, is what it's made of me, who it's made of me. And the other opportunities that I've been given because of my success in this business that I started when I was 18 years old, okay? And I love it. I love it for that, okay? So, all right, so here we go. So one thing that can help you develop the habit of enthusiasm is to write out a clear statement of both your definite major purpose and the plan by which you hope to attain it, together with a statement of what you intend to give in return for its realization. Okay? So let me break it down for you again. Just definite major purpose. Write it down. What's your definite major purpose? What is the specific purpose that you are here for? Okay? That you're going to achieve in your life, that you're working towards. Now, this purpose can evolve. So don't get some people just get too crazy. They're like, oh, I don't want to write it down. What if it's wrong? Or what if it's not the purpose that God has for me? Or it's not the one or whatever. Listen. You have a purpose in your life right now, okay? Go fulfill that purpose right now. Go work on that major purpose right now. And in 10 years, your purpose may be different, okay? You may have a different, you'll be older. You'll certainly focus on different things. You maybe have a different family dynamic, and things change. So it's okay for that definite major purpose to evolve over the course of your life, and I would expect it to. All right, so definite major purpose. Then your plan to achieve it, you want to write it down, put it on paper, and then what you intend to give in return for its realization, okay? So there's people that I work with on my team. I can see clear as day there's things they need to give, things they're not willing to give, okay? And until they're willing to give up some of those things, they're going to have a lid on their level of achievement. They're not going to go to the next level because they're not willing to give up whatever it is for them. It's different for different people. Some people maybe it's a certain relationship, okay? Relationship or relationships that they could give up, okay? There's influences that they need to get away from, okay? People that influence them in a negative way, that bring out the worst in them. Maybe it's partying, maybe it's alcohol, okay? Maybe they have to have 2 drinks every night. And those drinks, even if they're not, an alcoholic per se, or they're not out of control, those drinks may affect their motivation. They may affect their clarity of mind, okay, their focus. And same thing could definitely go for smoking weed. I mean, I know a lot of people that smoke weed, and I mean, I don't hang out with a lot of people that smoke weed, but I do know people, and man, what that does what that saps from your juice of life, what that pulls out of your motivation, out of your focus, out of your drive. I mean, you may say, some of these guys that I've talked to, I'm like, man, you got to stop that, bro. Like how can you really win in life if you're doing that? And they may not think that it affects them, but I would disagree. And I would say that it's definitely has an effect, because everything has an effect. Now, can they do it and still win? Yeah, if they have discipline. If they have the discipline to do it, sure they can. Okay, I know a lot of very successful people that do that regularly. Okay, but I just think it's a headwind. Okay, and I don't want to make it any harder on myself for sure, because I already got a hard enough time making things happen. Okay, so all right, so you want to determine ahead of time what it is you're willing to give up. Okay, all right, so let's see here. Okay, so next is you want to align yourself with others who are on the same track, okay, who are going for big things. You want to align yourself with big thinkers. And I heard this thing the other day. What was it that they said? I'm trying to think how it was said. No, I can't remember, but it was great. Okay. All right. So keep as far away as possible from joy killers and confirmed pessimists. Okay. People that are just negative all the time. People that are not going where you want to go. Okay. Just don't hang out with them. Don't hang out with those kind of people, because you don't want to be, attracting the same things they're attracting. Okay. So never let a day pass without devoting some time, even if it's a small amount of time, towards carrying out your plans. Okay. Your definite major purpose plans. Never let a day go by without applying some time and some energy toward that definite major purpose. So, all right. So let's talk about factors that can destroy enthusiasm. And when these destroy enthusiasm, you've got to have extra discipline to muster up that enthusiasm to be on point. Okay, and that takes discipline. That takes mental toughness. And so these are things that can destroy it, though. Poverty, physical illness, failure in business, disappointment in relationships, family disputes, lack of education, lack of opportunity, unfriendly criticism, old age, worry, doubt, and fear, and a negative mental attitude. You want to, if you're experiencing any of those, which, hey, let's face it, everybody has experienced temporary defeat at some point or multiple points in their life. Every winner has lost. And if they're a winner, they've lost a lot, because it's a part of winning is losing. You have to lose, and stay the course to truly win. Okay? So, okay. All right. So listen, I'll just wrap up with this. Sound health, okay, is a big key to enthusiasm. If you lose your health, that's one of the hardest things to overcome and still be enthusiastic. So here's what I would recommend. If you're already healthy, you want to stay that way. Okay. And by the way, if you need assistance with your health plan, reach out to us. That's our business. Okay. We help people. We design, nutrition plans for busy people. We work with the #1 nutrition company in the world. That's our business. That's what we do. So feel free to reach out, send us a direct message on Instagram, or, we're at Larry Holsey. Also, of course, on YouTube. We have this podcast posted on YouTube on, it will be on, Spotify. It'll be on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff. But good health is your #1 thing that you want to maintain, because there's no amount of money that can buy your health back. So you want to have good, healthy habits early on in your life. The earlier, the better, because once you've lost health, it's much harder to get it back. Okay. All right. So health consciousness, super, super important. I'll just end with that as a rally call and challenge you to be your healthiest that you can. So I don't know if you know this, but the average American, we're recording this particular podcast the week before Thanksgiving. And, most people, the average American, I heard this stat that the average American gains 12 pounds between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day, which is shocking. Like, holy crap, what are you guys eating? Man. So if some gain 12, if the average gains 12, that means some gain 20, which is definitely shocking. Okay. So I would encourage you, don't gain that 12 pounds. Don't let yourself run hog wild and think, oh, I'll just get it off after the holidays. Bro, you're going to have 12 more pounds to lose. You're already overweight. You're already tired. You're already unhealthy. Like, don't gain 12 more. Do something to make sure that you stay on point with that, okay? All right, listen. Hey, I hope you have a great day. Please, if you get any value from this content, I'd love it if you could share it. If you can definitely subscribe to our channel here and share with your friends. I'd love to if you find value in it for your circle to be able to take advantage of what we're talking about here, okay? All right, listen, have a great day. We'll see you guys later.